Welcome to Beyond Six Figures, the podcast that helps business coaches to micro-niche, get noticed, and become fully booked. Learn from top industry leaders who've successfully taken their businesses and their lives beyond six figures. Get ready to level up your coaching business and make this world a better place, one business at a time. And now, here's your host, Ziv Raviv.
Welcome to Beyond Six Figures. Our guest today is Marquel Russell, known as the King of Client Attraction. As the founder of Client Attraction University, he's the strategist behind books like Client Attraction Machine, Predictable Scale Playbook, and The Millionaire Expert. These resources teach coaches and consultants how to build automated systems that bring in high-paying clients so they can scale profitably and with freedom first. Marquel's journey from the streets to multi-million-dollar success is full of lessons that today's entrepreneurs need to hear. Hello, Marquel. How are you?
Hey, I'm excited to be here. How you doing?
Good. It's always a pleasure to connect with people that have done the reps, have grown through a lot of hard work and of reinventing yourself in many ways. How did you get to this point where you tell yourself, this is it, I'm going to help people attracting clients. This is going to be my zone of genius and my gift?
Yeah, so great question. It's been a very fascinating story. So just some quick backstory to kind of get some context to everything. So I actually, obviously in Atlanta, I'm from Atlanta. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. So I have a 9th grade education. So early in my life, one of my first jobs, or my first businesses was like selling drugs. Like that's why I really jumped out. And then that actually led me into, I started doing artist management and club promotion. So I got locked up. I had my first son, I was 19 and I was in jail. I got out, tried to do the job thing. That didn't really work out. So I got back in the streets, and then I used the money I was making to start a record label. So I used to take artists who rapped and people who did beats, and then we created an entertainment company, which then led me into doing club promotions. And while I was in the club one night, I got introduced to network marketing. So for those who don't know what network marketing is, these are these companies, and they start a company, and now they go recruit other people, and you can actually pay some money to join their company, and now you can go recruit other people, and then you make money off of your downline. So while I was doing that, all the people I introduced it to, most of the people I introduced it to weren't really interested. One of the people I enrolled, she actually signed up, and a couple of weeks later, she sent me a link to a video, and it broke down how to build a network marketing business without doing home parties and without doing home meetings, without doing home parties and hotel meetings. And that introduced me to attraction marketing, i.e., many of us know it as direct response marketing. So I had to figure out how to expand outside of my market. So basically what he taught me in this book was the ideal client, if you're growing a network marketing business, is other people who are buying network marketing opportunities. He was like, the best way to attract them is to start to create content to attract these individuals in. This is about 15 years ago or so. So it's like you start creating content, teaching them what you're learning. So I started creating content. At first, I didn't do anything. I was just kind of consuming information. But then I started teaching what I was learning in little YouTube videos. And I would start teaching network marketers how to grow their network marketing business using the internet. Because this is my first introduction to the online world. So I was just teaching what I was learning. Fast forward, I started creating like little courses because I saw that's what other people was doing. And I sold a few of them. But I really started to I created a membership, which turned into a coaching business. I didn't really know coaching was a thing. And I definitely didn't know there was a business. But I started seeing that, wow, people would pay you for your expertise. I was like, this is very fascinating. And I saw that there was a multi-$100 billion industry in itself. So I really started to sink my teeth into this coaching world. And we grew that business to six figures. And a lot of individuals, they was like, man, how did you do it? How did you do it? So we started teaching our methodology to get leads and get clients consistently, and how we grew our coaching business to the six-figure market at that point. And then fast forward, that turned into Client Attraction University, which we grew to an Inc. 5000 company, because it was like, we see that the biggest challenge business owners have is they could be the best in the world at what they do, but they have a huge challenge with getting clients and getting leads and people to find out, who they are. So we started Client Attraction University. And as we were doing that, we grew that company. And one of the things that we found on the back end, which we'll probably dig into, is that we thought that the fastest way to scale a business was just getting more clients, just making more sales. But in reality, that's just one part of scaling a business. You actually need 7 other pillars to really grow a business that can actually run without you. So that's why we started Strategic Scale Institute. And Client Attraction University is essentially just a marketing division of Strategic Institute, which is our main company. So yeah, so it went through a lot. My whole journey has been about finding solutions for me in the challenge that I was facing. And then once I apply it and get it really dialed in, start teaching it to other individuals, because I just assumed that other individuals are facing the same exact challenges that I faced. Does that make sense?
It does. And through your 2 schools, including strategic scaling innovation, you were able to help people attract the leads, but then you were able to also show people, well, there's actually 7 pillars of a business that is growing and getting to like scaling. So give us a few examples of some of the pillars and what people need to know about them in order to actually scale.
Yeah, 100%. So one of them is obviously the marketing side. We call it multi-dimensional marketing. So not just relying on a traditional sales funnel, so to speak. You want to have a multi-dimensional marketing process where individuals are seeing you at different levels. So for example, Google did a study and they found that on average, it takes somebody 7 hours, 11 different touch points in 4 different locations before they make a buying decision. So, and people are jumping all around the internet. So it's like, how are you speaking to them? Are you speaking to them in video style content? Are you speaking to them in written content? What's your follow-up process? Are you doing retargeting ads? Are you just running one ad and just relying on that one ad to do everything? Or do you have retargeting and content and the whole ecosystem, so to speak? You had to go from just marketing funnels to having a marketing ecosystem. So that's the multidimensional marketing side. And then we have effortless enrollment. So it's like, we believe that great marketing makes selling unnecessary. So if you have a great marketing process, now when it comes down to enrollment, we don't call it sales, we call it enrollment, because your marketing has actually already done all the selling for you. So now it's a matter of them selling you on why you should allow them to buy, and then you enrolling them into your offers. And then a big one is financial frameworks. So I know for me, once we grew at scale, I mean, we was probably stuck at like $50,000 a month for several years. And we were running our entire business our entire life out of our business account, because when nobody teaching about profit and loss statements and cash flow and all these different things when it comes to finance. Like, you can figure out how to make a lot of money and so forth and so on, but tax strategy and those things aren't really taught. At least when I was coming up, it wasn't. So financial frameworks. Another thing is world-class team. So it's like, you can't build anything amazing without a team. Now, I've done teams different ways. I've done where we scaled up one time. We had a team of like 40-something people. And then I realized that, okay, I don't want a big team. And now what we found is a new way to build a team that's more lean, more streamlined, more self-managed. So world-class team is a big one. I think one of the biggest ones, foundational, that's super important, is inner game mastery. So inner game mastery is like, how do you build this business without burning out? How do you build this business without your identity being tied into the business? And how do you separate your identity as a person from your identity in the business? Because if the business goes through a challenging season, if your identity is tied to the success of your business, your identity will take a hit and it will cause you personal issues, and your business in this challenging season can actually spill into these other areas. So how do you create your life using what we call the fully optimized CEO system, where you can actually build your business without hustling and grinding 24/7, without burning out, and so you can actually have a business that runs without you? Does that make sense?
It does. So all of these principles are important, but then, a lot of business owners, it yourself, they actually have this burning sensation where, sure, I'll take care of all these things. I'll sit down and I'll learn, and I'll have experts help me. I'll build a team. But in order to just get there, I need to first do something to just do a few more sales, just get a few more clients. And in Client Attraction University, you actually help them with that. What are some of the things that are working right now from your standpoint, in order to just start seeing some results? How fast do people get results from the Client Attraction University, and what do they focus on?
So great question. So just to clarify, because I know people might go out and like Google and look up stuff. So just to clarify, so our main company is Strategic Scale Institute. That's kind of the maturation of Client Attraction University. So everything is ran under Strategic Scale Institute at this particular point. Now, to answer your question, one of the things we do from a marketing standpoint, because when you ask how fast do people get results, I think it varies based on the person. Let's say it's a coach. I know it's mostly coaches. It's a platform for coaches. So we work with a lot of coaches and consultants. So typically they'll come to us and they don't have a predictable client attraction system in place. And these are individuals who are not at six figures yet, and these are people who are past six figures. They don't have a predictable means of getting quality leads coming in and then converting those leads into sales. So we actually created a system where we can actually help you launch your client attraction system in 10 days or less. So 10 days or less, you can have an automated system where you're getting new leads coming in, you're having conversations of people who want to speak to you about your offer. Now, I'll use one example of a client of ours. He recently came on board. And we launched his system about 10 days or less. He spent $264 on ads, and he enrolled a $6,000 client. He's a life coach. Now, I wouldn't say, hey, everybody's going to come in, they're going to spend $264, they're going to make $6,000. That's not the case, because a lot of context is that he was already coaching individuals. He already had a solid foundation. He already was clear on what he did. He had the confidence to increase his prices. So I'm not saying, hey, everybody's going to get these results. So it really just depends on what a person is. But the biggest thing, especially those business owners, those coaches who want to get more leads and more clients, our whole system is designed from a marketing standpoint is to help you launch your client attraction system in 10 days or less so we can fix the lead flow and client flow issue.
And what type of activities are needed? Is it mainly like an ad and maybe a freebie and maybe a webinar? Like what type of tools do you recommend that you feel like are working these days?
So one of the things that we find that works really, really well is twofold, right? So it depends on the personality. I think I think virtual events work amazingly. Live events work amazingly as well. But I know everybody's personality doesn't lean towards doing events and ongoing events. And it's a lot of different moving parts. So one of the things that we found that works really well is called what we call an elevator funnel. So basically what the elevator funnel is, it's the opposite of the traditional stair-step funnel. So, the stair-step funnel is give away something for free, then you maybe upsell something for like $7, and then you upsell something from 97, then you upsell for 197, 297, 490, and then later on you sell your higher ticket thing for like 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 or whatever. So that's what we call the stairs, right? The elevator is like your ideal client. They actually just want the solution. So it's like they want to buy a Bentley. They don't go buy a hat. They don't go buy a car about the Bentley, of course, about the Bentley. They just want to go buy the Bentley. So if your person is in pain and they're in that 3% that's ready to do business now, we want to take them right up the elevator to get them to where they're looking to go. So if you look at it, if you went to a hotel and you want to go to the 10th floor, you can take the steps, but the fastest, most efficient way is to take the elevator. So the elevator funnel is built out like this. It's like you give away something of free value, because I believe the fastest way to prove to people you can help them is by actually just helping them. So we give them something away for free, right? So for example, I know you have a book called The Fully Booked Coach, right? So we might say, hey, in the ad or any content, let's just use an ad, for example. We might say, if you're a coach right now and you want to figure out how to fill your calendar with high quality individuals who are looking to pay you, who will happily pay you premium prices for your life coaching services or for your business coaching services, I actually just created a free quick video that walks you through our step-by-step process of how to fully book your calendar with high-quality prospects that enroll into your offers. This comes directly out of my book, but I'm giving you this whole process step-by-step for free. Click on the link, go check it out. Now, they click on that link, they go opt in for that video. And in that video, we call it a money content video. So it's like one of those things where a lot of times people, they just give away fluff and it's not of any real value. This video is actually something of a value that they can actually go implement. They can actually have some shifts right there. So we teach them the whole process. So in that video, we teach them using our framework. It's called the what, why, how, what's next framework. They watch that video and then you're like, hey, yes, I shared with everything. However, I know there's some customization and you probably got some questions and you may be wondering, hey, how can you work with me and my team and actually help you implement all this? Click on the button below, go over and schedule a call. Let's hop on the phone, map out a game plan, see if we're a good fit to work together. And if so, we can talk about our fully booked coaching program where we help you implement this type of stuff in your business. So go ahead, click on the button below, go over and schedule a call, and looking forward to speaking to you soon. So that's a very simple process that we take individuals through that works really well. And the cool thing is you can just create that video one time versus having to do like ongoing events and things of that nature if that's not, in your personality.
I love it. So you basically create a relationship from the get-go that is based on generosity. Yep. Just like you said it, if you actually help them, that they will feel like you can help them, right? Like it's very simple. And a lot of times we think about what will I give them for free? We think about the checklist. We think about the ebook. We think about the video. What we actually need to think about is how do we help them, right?
Yeah. Bingo.
Helping people means they get something out of it. They feel the help. They see the help, right? So
Bingo.
We help them. We get them to watch the video. And at the end of the video, which was actually a money video, like a high value video, they can then schedule a call with me and learn how we can help them implement the full system. And that by itself generates some ongoing leads that come into our system. Now, I have a question to you, like from your recent experience, how expensive is it to get a person through something like that? Because I've seen the cost vary dramatically for different business coaches. On some micro niches, you could get a lead for anything between $3 to $15 on Meta. On other, it can be quite a lot, quite more. And even when they do schedule, not everyone are closing at the same rate. So based on your experience and your clients, what would you say is the range of a cost of a meeting in something like that? What is some of the ratios of expected closing rate from like every meeting, like out of 2 meetings, out of 1 out of 10 meetings? What's your experience?
These are great questions. So when we work with a client, we have like these baseline KPIs, right? And sometimes our clients are way below KPI. Sometimes our clients are above KPI, but they're still profitable. So let me walk you through some metrics. So our baseline KPI with a client is we want their cost per book call to be $200 or less. So $200 or less for a call, right? For a lead, we want it to be $15 or less. So $15 or less for a lead or $20 or less for a book call. So if we look at the whole elevator funnel, the numbers we're looking for is 20%. These are just baseline numbers, right? 20% conversion rate on the landing page. We want 10% of those individuals who land on the money content video to book a call. And then we want ideally 70% of those individuals who book a call to actually show up for the call. And then for those who show up for the call, 20% of those who show up to actually enroll and buy the offer. And then typically when we're working with a client, we want them charging anywhere from $5,000 on the low end up to, we have clients that's charging as much as $50,000 or more.
For what? Like for 1 month, for a year?
So great question. So typically when we're working with clients, they don't sell like one-off type of sessions. They're typically selling like we help them. So some clients, they come to us and they are doing one-on-one. But one-on-one, frankly, is bad for the client and it's bad for the coach as well, because now the client is only limited to your perspective, right? And you're limited to how many one-on-one sessions you can do. And I started off with one-on-one, and it was crazy because sometimes I have a one-on-one session scheduled and then they won't show up for the call, all different types of stuff. And these are people who paid. So what we show them how to do is actually create like a hybrid coaching program. And it comes with 3 components. So it comes with community, it comes with curriculum, and it comes with coaching. So now you can actually streamline it. And now you can take what you used to do on the one-on-one setting and actually streamline it so you can actually serve more people. So typically selling these hybrid programs for, again, anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 or more. And it's typically 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 months, sometimes 12 months, just depending on the program and the deliverables and what they actually do. So I have one client, she's in the government contracting space. I think she charges anywhere from $25,000 on the low end up to like $50,000. And I think it's a 6-month program, for example. And then we have my guy who I was telling you about earlier, he charges $6,000. And I want to say his program is like 12 weeks and he's in the life coaching space.
And at the back end of that program, that 5K offer or more, you actually go and offer retainers of sorts or some sort of a
Bingo.
of an inner circle of sort or an MMG.
Yep. Bingo. 100%. So once you complete it, it's like what? Because like the fascinating thing is about when you help people solve a problem without even trying, it actually creates another problem, right? So if you help somebody, let's say for example you're a business coach and you help somebody get to $50,000 a month. Well, when they get to $50,000 a month, now they got $50,000 per month problems, right? So it's like finance. What we do with this? How do you minimize taxes? How do you do these different things? So now it's like, okay, how can you solve that problem for them as well? It's kind of like an iPhone, right? If you buy an iPhone, now you got iPhone user problems. Now you got to go get a screen protector. Now you got to go get a charger. Now you got to go get a case. All these different things now happen as a result of solving, that one problem. So yes, now I can look at, okay, here's a retainer. So I'll give you another example. So let's say, I always like to use this example of, let's say you build websites, right? And to build a website, let's say we charge $2,000 to build a website, for example. But let's say you create a coaching program where you charge $5,000 to teach people how to build their own website. So now they go through your coaching program and teach them how to build a website. And then at the end of the coaching program, you're like, hey, if you've gone through all this and you're like, listen, I don't want to do this, and you just want our team to just go ahead and do it for you, schedule a call to talk about, our done for you service. And now they get on the phone with your team, and now you sell them a done for you website for $15,000, right? Because now they just want done for you. So on the back end of your coaching program, it could look like done for you. It can look like an inner circle or some type of mastermind. It can look like retreats. It could look like ongoing retainers. It's a different type of experiences. I mean, the possibilities are endless, right?
And you recommend in this discussion from your experience, because of the need to scale, that the coaching component of it would be group coaching, I'm guessing.
Yeah, some type of group coach. It can be hybrid. So sometimes it can be it just depends on like your team structure. But I think out the gate, depending on where you are revenue-wise, the best results for you and for the client is definitely going to be some type of group leveraged coaching where it's curriculum driven and then it's supported by the weekly or multi-week. And let's say it's weekly, or you can have multiple calls depending on how your structure is and how many clients you have, but them having a baseline curriculum to go through. And then you having a group setting, mastermind type setting like via Zoom where you're asking questions.
Where can people learn more about your activities, about strategicscalinginstitute.com, and learn more about what you do?
Yeah, so it's real simple. So whatever your favorite social media platform is, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, it's just Marquel Russell, Marquel Russell. And just send me a direct message. Let me know you was on the Beyond Six Figures podcast. I love to connect. Also, I put together a page. If you go to scalemadeeasy.com, so just scale, SCALE, made, MADE, easy, EASY.com. Got a ton of resources over there for business owners. Go over there, dive in. And now you can actually start taking some of these principles and applying them, into your business. So scalemadeeasy.com.
And we're going to put all those links into the show notes, including the link to your amazing YouTube channel where you have content that could just be a lot of inspiration for anyone doing business coaching.
Thank you.
To learn and to get advice on business, and also to see what is the power of creating content on YouTube. So this has been phenomenal, very refreshing to hear someone really talks directly about what they do and how they help people and their systems. Marquel Russell, this has been phenomenal. You're truly a king of client attraction. And it's amazing to see how you're helping so many people grow their businesses.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me.
And thank you, everyone, for listening for another episode of Beyond Six Figures. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Beyond Six Figures. Check out the extended show notes that include bonus material, practical tips, and exclusive resources on our website, zivraviv.com. Until next time, keep dreaming big and pushing your business and your life beyond six figures.